What's going on, people? In this video I want to talk about what got me into energy healing. Specifically, I want to talk about Reiki. So Reiki is a form of energy healing that helps you heal from illness, offers you protection, and helps you relax. There's so much more benefits to it. It also helps you, protects you from energy attacks, kind of shields your aura so that you just have good energy throughout your day. So to give you guys a quick summary of how our energy system works, we basically have 7 chakras. Chakras is a Sanskrit term for energy centers. So our 7 chakras, they line up from the top of our head and they go down all the way to our spine. So that's the crown chakra, that's the third eye, that's your throat, your heart, your they call it solar plexus chakra, the sacral, and the root. And each one of those energy centers are like, I wouldn't say responsible, they just are linked to certain functions of your body. So your crown chakra is like, since like on your head, it could be related to like your intellectual skills, things to do with your brain, your thinking capacity, etc., etc. And your third eye helps you with your intuition, your access to your subconscious mind. And your throat chakra could be related to your communication skills. And your heart chakra is for things connected to your heart, such as like love and compassion, empathy. And your solar plexus, it has to do with your desires. And then your sacral chakra has to do with your sexual organs. And then your root chakra is for the base of your life. Has to do with the security in your life, such as like, you know, your jobs, your career, finance, and so forth. So basically, that's like a quick summary of the energy centers. That's not what I wanted to talk about in this video. This video was to talk about what got me into energy healing. Like, why did I get started into this? For that, I have to take you back to the pandemic back in October, like 2020. So that was like a very transformative, like transformational time for me, because, like, you know, with the pandemics and the lockdown, everything, like, you know, closing, it forced me to go inwards, because before I was just like involved in all this activities that I was just like too distracted and stuff. But once the lockdowns, like, you know, began, everything got shut down, and then like I pretty much had a whole lot of time to myself to think. I quit my job during that time as well, so I even had like extra time, and that's when I wanted to dive into things that I put aside because I had judgment towards it. So when I first heard about Reiki or energy healing, I just labeled it as something, oh, it's it's not gonna work, it's just like, it's all bullshit. But I decided to be open-minded, since I had a time in my hands, to give it a shot, to see what it is about. And something that pulled me towards energy healing was, especially when I learned about the energy centers and how if they're not balanced, it could cause problems in your life. Like, most of the problems in your life are one way or another related to your blocked energy centers. So if you're having trouble with your jobs, it could mean that your root chakra is out of balance. Or if you are very cold-hearted person, it could mean that your heart chakra needs to be open. Or if you have problems with your head, or like you think too much, it could mean that your crown chakra or your third eye chakra could need balance. So whenever I heard about that, I realized, you know, that's something that I need to look into it further, because if that could affect you, and if you don't know how to balance it, then it could turn into larger problems that you're not aware of. So with open-mindedness, I went ahead and I registered myself like in a course. So basically, to get attuned to Reiki, you have to uh, go to a Reiki master who has access to that energy and who can kind of pass it on to you so that you are able to receive it. So Reiki is similar to, you can think of like a radio waves, right? So like if you want to listen to a specific channel on the radio, you would tune 99.9 or like whatever your channel that you want to listen to, you would tune to it. And the radio is like a device that has the antenna that receives the waves on that frequency and then plays it. And similarly, your cell phone is also operating on waves, right? So Reiki is no different. Reiki is a frequency and it's a wave. And in order for you to receive it, like right now, like some people can naturally feel energy, but most of us, we need to get attuned to it. So basically, you can think of yourself as somebody installing the antenna on you so that you're able to receive this frequency and channel it. So the session takes about a day. Once you get attuned to it, it's a process. It's very simple. You just go into like some sort of a meditation, and then your Reiki master does their thing, and then you get attuned to it after a while, and it feels surreal the very first time you feel it, because I went to this with open-mindedness, but I still had that little bit of skepticism that all this is bullshit, it's not going to work. But once I got attuned to it, everything changed. Like all of a sudden, I was able to sense energy between my palms. Like I could bring my palms together, and all of a sudden I could feel the energies between them. Like even now as I'm showing this in front of you, like I can feel the energy pull between my palms. So that essentially means is that Reiki energy is flowing through me, and I could use that to heal myself, align like all my chakras in my body, and also help other people aligning their chakras. So that's how I got started into this. So ever since I could start feeling it, my mind just kind of opened up even more. So if before that I thought this was all fake, it's all bullshit, and then now it made me realize, okay, so if this is real, what else could be real that I don't think it is real? I know it sounds very paradoxical. So I realize there's so much stuff out there that we don't know the answer to. We could be just ignoring it, being ignorant, thinking that they don't exist, but in fact they do. Just because we cannot touch something or see something does not mean it is not real. That's one of like the biggest like epiphany, you can say, that I realized at that point. So ever since I got attuned to it, I was still kind of skeptic, like although I could feel the energy, there was still a level of skepticism. I'm like, okay, cool, but how is this gonna change anything, like, right? How is this gonna help me feel better, and how, like, what is the effect on this it's gonna have on my life? So with that bit of a curiosity, I went on a self healing path for a little bit. So for the next 30 days after I got attuned to it, I gave myself healing every single day for the next like 30 days or so, like twice a day. And each day I did it, I felt the energy flowing through me stronger and stronger, because my channels are getting, my energy centers that were blocked before, they were getting unblocked, and they're being more open now. So I'm more receptive to receiving this energy. And I also felt a difference in my aura. Aura is like it's like the vibe you give off when you walk into a room. You probably have experienced this yourself before. When you walk into a room, you could probably sense the atmosphere of the people in that room. Like if the you're probably been in a situation, even with your family or with somebody close by, when things are very hectic and when there's a lot of anger in that room. When you walk in, you say, oh boy, the tension is so high in there, I could cut through it with a knife, so you could actually feel it. That's a vibe. So I noticed my vibe that I was giving off, my aura became pleasant. People started gravitating towards me, and I also started having a lot of empathy towards people. Before, I was a little bit of a cold-hearted person. Like, I'm not afraid to admit it. I was cold, you could say, because of whatever the reason is. Your heart tends to close up, like because of your life experiences. It took me a while to open up my heart, and then once my heart was fully open, I could feel so much empathy and love towards humanity, like towards pretty much everybody that I come across with, even like the animals that I see on the street, like squirrels, rats, insects, flies. Like, I felt this interconnectedness with them. I started feeling how they would feel. Like, I could sometimes actually feel how they feel. Like, if somebody was feeling sad, I would feel their sadness, like as if I'm the one being sad. And it made me appreciate things, like how we are all connected in one way or another. And by hurting others, you're only hurting yourself. Because if the other person is hurt, in a way, since we're all interconnected, you're also hurting yourself. And the animals, especially like the dogs and the cats, like they all gravitated towards me. Like, whenever I would go, they would just, like, wherever I go and I see them, they would just run up towards me. It never happened to me before. When I walk in a park, rabbits would just come approach me. Like, they would, like, before they're all just run away, but now they sense a difference in my presence. And I don't mean to say this to paint myself in all this rosy kind of way, but I'm just sharing genuinely on how the differences that I've been feeling ever since I got into this energy healing and Reiki. So besides the external stuff, the biggest internal shift I experienced was with my connection to the source. So then the next question, after I got attuned to healing, I wanted to know, where is this energy coming from? Who is sending that energy? When I asked those questions, it became overwhelmingly clear that this energy is from the true source. You can call that God. You can call that whatever you want, but I call it the true source, the source of where we all came from. When you think about that, that's very powerful. True source is flowing through you. True source is nothing but love. And it's no wonder why I started feeling so much love towards others after I got attuned to Reiki. Because I am essentially channeling true source to flow through me. And by true source flowing through me, I exude that towards every being on this planet Earth. And they feel that. When somebody loves you, you feel it, and you feel so loved, and you feel the feeling of love is good. So that's the type of feeling that I channel, and that's the type of energy that Reiki is. And by no means, I'm not the one giving that energy. I'm simply a channel. I'm just like a radio box with an antenna. The energy comes from true source, and we can all experience that energy, and we are all capable of receiving that energy. So if you feel called towards Reiki or any form of energy healing, I highly encourage you to go forward with it and get attuned to your Reiki so that you can also be connected to the true source and share it with others. So that's my experience with energy healing, and I hope you find this useful and you learn something from it. Until next time, take care. Peace out.